Hello queens. I'm back at y'all with another client prom makeup tutorial, and today I'm showing y'all this beautiful, colorful, glittery glam, and we're jumping straight into this tutorial. I'm gonna start this off by cleaning my client's face. Once I have her face all clean, I'm just going to continue on with her eyebrows. So I'm going in with my Nicka K brow pencil. I believe this is in the shade black, and I'm going to be using this to outline and fill in her eyebrows. If you are a frequent viewer of my tutorials, then you already know I love to extend the front of the eyebrows. This just helps me with the ombre effect, and whenever I'm working on the brows, I feel like I have to outline both of them first just to get them as symmetrical as possible, and once I have them both outlined, then I begin to fill them in. Once both of the brows have been outlined, I like to begin filling in all the sparse areas, starting at the back, and I just work my way up to the front. Although I'm filling in the brows, I still like to be very light-handed with the pencil because I am using the shade black, so I don't want the brows to come out too dark or too harsh. I want them to look nice and blended. Now that I've made my way to the front, I'm going in with the shade light brown, and I'm going to alternate between the two pencils to create a seamless blend. And once I have it filled in to my liking, I'm just going to blend everything out with the spoolie end of my pencil, and then I'm going to move on to the other side. To lay her brow hairs down in place, I'm going with my I.envy clear eyelash glue, and I'm just applying a generous amount into the brows. You don't have to be scared to use this product, y'all. It washes off with some exfoliator, some soap, and some water, okay? So it's perfectly fine. And I'm molding the hairs in place using the spoolie end of my pencil, as you can see. To clean up her brows, I'm going in with these two Nicka K concealers, and they're in the shades 07 and 12. First, I'm taking the shade 07, and I'm using this to clean up underneath my client's arch. I like for the arch to be highlighted, which is why I go in with two different concealer shades. If that's not the look that you want to go for, then you can go ahead and use one, but for me, I'm adding some dimension, okay? Now that I've blended out that concealer, I'm taking shade number 12, and I'm going to use it to clean up the remainder of the way on the top and the bottom of my client's eyebrows. Now that we have nice and clean brows, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade White, and I'm going to be using this as my eyeshadow base. I'm going in with my RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm going to be using this to lighten up the front of her brows and to also set some of the concealer in place. Today's look, I'm going to be going in with my Juvia's Place Culture palette, and to start the look off, I'm taking the darkest purple shade out of the palette, and I'm going to be applying this color into her crease. As you can see, I'm also dragging this color down to her lash line, and you want to pat the color on just to get it as pigmented as possible. And once you have the pigmentation built up, then you can focus on blending it out. I'm taking another purple shade from the palette. This one is about 1 to 2 shades up from the previous one that we used, and I'm using it as my transition. As you can see, I'm just blending out the edges with a blending brush, and then I'm going to go back in with that darker purple shade to make sure that the edges are nice and blended. For her lids, I'm going to be going in with this mint green shade. It's showing up baby blue on camera, but it was like a mint green shade in the palette. And I'm just tapping this onto the edge of her lids. I'm going to try to blend this into the purple. I'm going in with a matte white eyeshadow, and I'm using it to set the inner corners of her eyes. I'm lining her eyes using my Wet n Wild black liquid liner. Now I'm just going in with some black eyeshadow on a pencil brush, and I'm using it to smoke out the end of the liner into the eyeshadow. Next, I'm going to be taking my Ashley Lee pigment. This is in the color Silver Milky Way. Y'all know this is my favorite pigment. And I'm just going to be pressing this all across her eyeshadow using this blending brush. You don't need to go in with any adhesives. Just go directly on top of the eyeshadow. A little bit more razzle dazzle, I'm taking this glitter stack and I'm using that iridescent shade that's on the bottom, and I'm just going to be applying this in the center of her eyelids. I went in with the adhesive off camera. For my glitter glue, I just used my I.envy clear eyelash glue, and as you can see, I just like to press the glitter on using the blending brush. Once I have the glitter all stamped on, that'll be the completed look for the eyes, and we're moving on to the face. So right here, I'm just moisturizing her face using my Pond's moisturizer, and I like to go in with a generous amount, and once I have it on her face, I just blend it into her skin using my damp Real Technique sponge. I went ahead and primed her face using my Ruby Kisses face primer. Now I'm going in with my Nicka K concealer in the shade number 12, and I'm using it to color correct around her face. For her foundation, I'm going in with my Fit Me foundation, and this is in the shade Deep Golden. I'm going to apply this to her face using this flat brush, and then I'm just going to blend it out using a dense foundation brush. If you're interested in knowing what brushes that I'm using, you'll have to go tune in for my updated brush video after you finish watching this video. To highlight her face, I'm going in with my Nicka K concealer in the shade 07. I'm going to go in with another dense foundation brush, and I'm just going to use it to blend the concealer out. I'm going to allow the concealer to sit underneath her eyes and move on to contour. So I'm contouring with my Juvia's Place foundation stick. The shade name will be in the description box down below. But as you can see, I'm just blending it out along her cheekbones. And I'm also going to be applying a little on the edges of her forehead and onto her jawline as well. Now that her face has been sculpted, I'm going to go ahead and sculpt out her nose. Whenever I'm contouring the nose, I just like to basically define both sides of the nose bridge and try to line them up as close to the center as possible. And once I have my lines created, I go back in with the brush and I use it to blend out the lines by just dragging them down. To further blend out the nose, I go back in with whatever excess concealer is left on my foundation brush and I just press it against the edge of the contour lines. I'm taking some more of that concealer and I'm using it to clean up the edge of her eyeshadow. Now I'm just going to go ahead and blend out the concealer underneath her eyes using this flat brush from Real Techniques. To set the concealer in place, I'm going in with this Morphe loose powder in the shade Banana Rich. To set the contoured areas of her face, I'm going in with my Black Radiance Pressed Powder in the shade Black Coffee. And notice how I only use this powder on her face. I don't like to take this on her nose. I feel like the nose contour is deep enough as is. For the remaining areas of her face, I'm going in with another Black Radiance Pressed Powder, and this one is in the shade Rich Mahogany. I'm going in with some black eyeshadow, and I'm using it to line the edge of her waterline. Now I'm going in with the purple eyeshadow, and I'm using it to smoke out her lower lash line. Now that the under eyes are completed, I'm going to go ahead and dust away all of the powder. Now I'm just going to go ahead and spray her face with some setting spray. Moving on to lashes, I'm taking this style of lashes. I ordered these from Shein, and I'm just going to be applying them onto her eyes. I went ahead and cut them to fit her eyes off camera. I'm going in with my Juvia's Place Saharan blush palette, and I'm going to be combining the orange and the burgundy blush together and just applying them to the apples of her cheeks. I'm going in and I'm highlighting her face using my Bperfect highlighter. Moving on to the lips, I'm going in with my Ruby Kisses cream foundation, and I'm using this to outline her lips. Y'all know I love me a good ombre lip, so that's what we will be doing for this look. For the center of her lips, I'm taking this Snatched liquid lipstick and this OZ Lab lip gloss, and we're just going to be working these two in together. First, I'm going in with the liquid lipstick, and I'm just applying it using this disposable lip wand. Now I'm going in with that pale pink OZ Lab lip gloss, and I'm just applying it on top of the liquid lipstick. I'm going to have her press her lips together to help me blend the colors in a little bit more. And then I'm gonna go in with my lip wand to blend out the edges. I like the lip combo, but it just wasn't glossy enough for me, so I went in with another Snatched lip gloss and I applied it right on top. And once I top off her lips, that'll be the completed look, and we'll be getting into the grand reveal.
Okay, you ready to see?
Yeah. Oh, it's so pretty.
Where?
Oh my god, I think this is the best my makeup done ever been done.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
This is pretty.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I gotta go somewhere.
Period.
Okay, queens, as y'all can see by my client's reaction, this tutorial was another success. I think this look came out bomb and she looks amazing. This look is perfect for my prom girlies that have those simple dresses but like to take it up a notch with their makeup. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next prom looks. Bye bye, queens.